Good morning, children. Yeah, we are moving to the next topic, understanding 3D and 2D shapes. Very, very interesting chapter. It does not even look like a maths topic. It is something like whatever you do in your art and craft class, how it will be, like that only the chapter is. So at least show interest now and then let's discuss. 3D means three dimensional. 3D means three dimensional. What is the meaning of it? See, if you take a square, you have length and breadth only. But if you look at this box, you have, let us suppose that this is length of the box, this is breadth of the box, is it not? This is breadth of the box. Also, you have height. So, when you have three, length, breadth, and height, right? So, such things we call as three dimensions. That means three different sizes in three different directions. 2D means only two dimensions, means only two measurements will be there for such objects. And almost all the objects in nature, whatever we have around, even including your paper, if you just hold your notebook paper or the textbook paper, you feel that it is as though it is a rectangle, but see, you can touch it because that is having some thickness. This is the thickness. See, if you just lift the paper here, you can see very, very negligible thickness. It's very difficult to look with your eye also, maybe of 1/10 of a millimeter, right? So that thickness is also there. If this thickness is not there, this is absolutely a rectangle. But that thickness, we neglect it. We neglect means we don't consider it a value because it is very, 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 very small measurement. So almost all the objects, whatever are there in this world, all are three dimensional. There is no two dimensional object, but we have two dimensional shapes. When we talk about objects, we can also see those shapes. See, here you have a box, is not? So you have one rectangular face. Top of the box is rectangle in shape. Front side is also rectangle in shape. Right? Side also you can see rectangular shape. Right? So like that, in every diagram you can see some two dimensional shapes. Okay, so all the objects are three dimensional. Can you see, children? All these are three dimensional. Whichever you can touch, whichever you can feel, whichever you can see, whichever you are using, all are three dimensional. There is no object in this world which is two dimensional, but of course every object has some two dimensional faces. Okay, children. So these are all the shapes that you can identify them: box, tin, and cylinders, like a cone. Yeah, this birthday cap is of conical in shape, right? This is cube, this is cuboid, this is cylinder. Oh, this is also a cylinder. Ball, spherical in shape, right? This is a sphere, this is again a cylinder, this is a cuboid, right? So what's the difference that you see in a cube and a cuboid? This is also a cuboid. In cube you have length, right, breadth, as well as height. All three are same, of same size. So therefore that is called a cube. Best example, dice. You'll be playing, no, dice. So this here also in the textbook also, that is only given as a example for cube. That's a dice. And if you look at the matchbox, that is cuboid. See, length is different, breadth is different, and height is very small, right? See, therefore there are three different what do we say, measurements. All three measurements are different here, but here all three measurements. That means if you measure height, if you measure length, if you measure breadth, because we have seen in the last chapter what to measure, how to measure, isn't it? You know how to measure line segment. Yes, using a scale you have seen, using a divider you have seen. So if you measure here, all three are of same size, then it is a cube. If they are different, then that is a cuboid. What is that? cuboid. Okay, children. So now let us move on to know detailedly about these shapes. So here we are going to observe a cuboid. You can see that this is the length, right? This is along, this side is length, this is breadth, and this is height. So these things, that means, see, this face is rectangular face, right? This face is also a rectangular face. These two faces are meeting along the height. This is called edge. And this is one face. Please, children, look into the screen. Don't look here and there. This is one face and this is another face. So these two meet, like that line along which they two meet is again an edge. So these are edges. How many edges are there? Let us count, right? One edge, two, three, four edges to this face. Now this is already done, right? 5, 6, 7, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 edges are there. 12 edges are there for this. Now vertices, you know the meaning of vertex, right? Vertex is singular, plural is vertices. That means corners. So how many corners are there? Let us see. 4 here, 5, 6, 7, 8. So altogether 8 corners are there. All those corners are called vertices. Can you see the spelling? V-E-R-T-I-C-E-S, vertices. And singular is called vertex. If only one corner or the one point where all the three sides are meeting, right? So that is vertex. And plural form, vertices. So how many edges? 12 edges, 8 vertices. Faces, this is one face. And you all know, isn't it? 6 faces will be there for a cube or a cuboid. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and the bottom one 6. So top and bottom 2. Both sideways 2. 2 plus 2, 4. Front and back 2. Right? Altogether 6 faces. So a cuboid has 8 vertices, 12 edges and 6 faces. So I will write that 8 vertices, 12 edges and then 6 faces. So this is how you can describe a cuboid. Okay, children. Now if you look at cube also has the same thing, right? So top and bottom face, front and back face and side faces. So 6 faces. Of course, 8 vertices and 12 edges. But the only difference here is that each face is a square. Each face is a square here. It is not a rectangle. Each face in a cube is a square, whereas each face in a cuboid is a rectangle. That's the only difference between a cube and cuboid. That's the only difference between cube and cuboid. Understood, children? Right. So the next one is cylinder. See, you all know how cylinder looks like. Like if you take a rod or a pipe or a tube. So like all those are all of cylindrical shape. You have curved surface. The surface will be a curved one, like round. Okay, here I mean to say curved surface means it's a round surface. And you can see that the top will form a circle, right? And the bottom will also be a circle. And whenever you cut any part, always it is going to give you a circle here. And here if you cut also, it is a circle. Like this, the cylinder is. Okay, what are the things that you have for the cylinder? You know already in circle, in curves and straight lines we have learned. So you have a diameter here for a circle. Okay, this is one measurement, that is the diameter, and the other one is height. What is the other measurement? Height of the cylinder. Height of the cylinder and diameter of the cylinder. These two are the dimensions. So based on the diameter, you will find out the area of this face and how many times each circle is repeated in this height. That gives you the cylinder. So what are the dimensions here? Diameter and height. So how many faces does it have? See, you may ask me now, how many faces? This is one face which is circular. Bottom is also one face which is circular. These two faces, plane surfaces, and the other one is a curved surface everywhere. It's a curved surfaces. Do you have any vertices? No, you don't have any vertices here. Right, children? Because you don't have something like a corner here. It is everywhere, only a round, a circle. Okay, so and you know the shape of the cone. This is a cone. You can also make it using take a circular paper, take a paper and cut a circle out of it, and then cut a sector from it. So if a sector is removed from it, right, so then automatically you can fold it like this, as how it is shown in the diagram. I think pretty well you people know how to make a cone, right? So no need to see here also, but you are all very good artists and you can make this craft work. Okay, so but this is how mathematically we show a cone. This is how we show a cone. What are the measurements that a cone needs? Height of the cone. So how height it is, how high it is, height of the cone, and radius of the cone, and radius of the cone, because the base of the base is again a circle, right? From center to this, it is called radius. So height of the cone, radius of the cone, and also slant height, what we call as the slant height of the cone. Usually these are the dimensions that we should know to find out the other quantities of the cone. Okay, children? Right. Now we are moving to the most interesting object for every age group. See, if you just leave it in front of a small child also, if the child kicks it, it moves, rolls and attracts the child. Even at an age of 45 or 50 or 60, everybody likes to play with this. That is a ball. Everyone likes to play with that. See, very, very simple object, but can engage the whole world of all age groups perfectly. And what is the name of the shape? Name of the shape of the ball is sphere. What is this? Sphere. S-P-H-E-R-E. Sphere. So, balls, laddus, marbles, etc. all are in shape of a sphere. If you cut the sphere into half, like suppose if you have cut the lemon, which is spherical, you can see that this is called hemisphere. So half of the sphere is called hemisphere, right? So this is sphere. Okay, children? And the next shape here is prism. And the next shape here is, so after you come to school, no, please remind me. Then I will show you the prism, the actual prism which is there in our laboratory. You can see the prism. So how is the prism? You can see that there is a triangular face here, another triangular face here, and a rectangular base, and two rectangular faces. So see how many edges are there? This face and this face. This is one edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 edges are there. How many edges? 9 edges are there. How many faces? So top and bottom, sideways. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the base 5. So altogether 5 faces are there. Right? Now coming to the vertices. How many vertices are there? So corners 1, 2, 3, right? 4, 5, 6 vertices. 6 vertices you have it in a prism. Nothing is there in this chapter, children. Just look at the picture, observe it, try to see the other face, because one face is seen here and the other face you have to imagine it is there even at the bottom. So if you can visualize that, if you can imagine it, your job is done. It is very, very easy. Okay, children, so this is prism. And the next one is a pyramid. And the next one here is pyramid. See, whenever you have the triangular faces here with a square or a rectangular base, that is called a prism. That is called I'm sorry, pyramid. That is called a pyramid. So what base you have here? Here suppose it's a square. It's a square pyramid and the faces here are all triangular faces. How many faces are there? At 4 sides of the square, 4 faces are there. So those 4 faces and the base. 5 faces in this. Okay. And now how many edges? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 faces. 8 faces. And vertices like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vertices. Okay. So this is a pyramid. This is a prism. Please observe carefully the difference. Right. Whenever it is a pyramid, base will be square or rectangle and all the faces are triangular faces. And when it is a prism, all the faces like what do we say? Base and the top will be triangular and all the remaining faces will be rectangular. Right, children? Right. So here you can see pyramid means from one point only all the faces come out. But here all are parallel. Here see, this line is parallel to this and this is parallel to this. This is parallel to this. But you can see that here they are not parallel. They are touching at one point. That is how you have to identify pyramid and prism. Okay, children? Right. So this is all about the shapes. Now let us see how to do the exercise. Here comes the exercise. What is there? A triangular pyramid is there. Pyramid means what I said, from one point only all the lines will be, all the edges will be, right, like this. So it's a pyramid. So here he is saying that triangular pyramid is given here. How many faces are there, edges are there, vertices are there? Will you do? Yes, you can do very easily. See, you can see that this is the base of the pyramid. So one face, next all 3 faces with the 3 sides. 3 plus 1, 4 faces. So how many faces? 4 faces. First one I am doing and remaining all you have to do. Edges, how many edges? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 edges. So edges here are 6. How many vertices? 1, 2, 3. At the base 3 vertices and at the top 1 vertex. So altogether 4 vertices. So that's all. This is how the work should be done. So please go through all the questions and also please try to answer them and post them to me. Right, now here in this table you have to write curved surfaces. How many curves are there? It's only one curve here. This is also one curve. This is also one curve. And number of plane surfaces. In cone you have only one plane surface. In cylinder you have 2 plane surfaces. In a sphere you don't have any plane surface. So 0 plane surfaces. Number of vertices. Here you have one vertex and nothing else and no more vertices to any other shapes. Like this, you just observe the diagram and try to answer the questions. Okay, children? So with this, I will stop this class and we shall continue in the next class.